Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Friday, May 8th, and we hope you've had a great week. We're coming up to Mother's Day on Sunday, so hope you're getting ready for that. And I'll be looking to give my mama a call. And strange, though, this time, maybe not being with your children or grandchildren. We're experiencing that, and that just makes a different kind of pain for some during this Mother's Day weekend. Loneliness is a big thing we can face during this time. Loneliness, I know even that we're talking about this with our staff at work as we're working in remote locations. There's an employment loneliness that we're facing. And others of you are facing all different kinds of loneliness. And I just want to encourage you that God is with you and He is present in your life. But I also think there are ways that He encourages us to help fight loneliness. And today I want to talk with Verna Verity. She goes to our church, and many of you know her. And I want to talk to her a little bit about loneliness and how we can, manage that and work through that and have joy during these times of isolation. So let's go to Verna now. Hey, good morning, Verna. How are you this morning?
Hey, Pastor Tim, I'm pretty good, actually.
Are ya? You getting what are you up to these days?
Well, I got laid off my job the beginning of April, so my schedule's been all over the map, actually. But I've been trying to catch up on some projects that I've had to do and talking lots with my kids and family and friends, and then just trying to launch a business in the middle of this craziness. So it's been busy, I guess, every day, pretty much.
What's the business you're launching?
I'm a leadership coach, and so I'm going to be expanding that, getting more clients, launching a website. I like to do consulting and educating about a variety of different things. So I'm just going to throw my hat in the ring and see what happens.
Well, you're an outstanding coach. I mean, you've been a fantastic leader for me, and I love it. So I'm
Thank
praying
you.
for you, wishing you all the best on that.
Thank you.
So I want to talk a little about this pandemic deal, and how has it been hitting you personally? How has it affected you personally?
Well, as I say, I have been laid off my job since the beginning of April. So obviously, there's been a lot of upheaval for finances and just schedule every day, losing connection with the clients I did have. And so that's been really hard. And yet at the same time, it's given me opportunity, I guess, to think of what else I could use this time for. Um, it's been tough with my kids. So some of them have lost some jobs and then got rehired. My daughter's had to work her way through school. So, I guess in all of that, it's made me really stop to think about just what are my next steps? Like, how am I going to use this time, I guess, to be productive and constructive
Yep.
and make it adventurous at the end of it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But
That's
it's
so,
definitely had impacts.
yeah, that's so true. I feel like it's a constant renegotiating what I'm going to do, right? Because you
Yeah,
make a plan for
yeah,
what you're going to do, and then things seem to change again. And
yeah,
so you go, oh, okay, I need to make a new plan what I'm going to do, and then that plan changes again, and it's just
yeah,
it's a dance of readjustment.
yeah. Oh, I
Constant.
love how you say that, the dancer readjustment. And we're continually dancing. Yeah, changing partners or doing whatever that looks like. But
Exactly.
how true.
Going from country to rap to
Yeah.
classical to heavy metal. It just boom, boom, boom. You never know what's coming. So
And for those of us that don't like, I'm sorry, what was
no,
that?
what did you say?
I was just saying, for those of us that don't like dancing or can't do dancing, then it's a
Right.
real struggle, isn't
Oh my
it?
goodness.
Yeah.
How's God been ministering to you these days?
Oh my goodness. I have felt in these past weeks especially, that God's been really making himself very real to me. The small groups that I'm leading are going through the life of Abraham, and then the other ones are going through the life of Elijah. So those characters or those men in the Bible have all gone through some really challenging circumstances where God had to really show up. And I could say that in the things I've faced, that God's done the same thing. So, when I lost my job and everything was really uncertain, I need God to show up for me to be my provider. And I would say that he's really been showing off in my life. He's been allowing or bringing people across me to maybe bring some food or groceries, or just paying for the Zoom calls that our small groups are using. Those have been huge things.
Yeah.
So I feel that this time has been uncertain. There's been a lot of fear sometimes and uncertainty, but yet at the same time, God's come in and really shown me that he is who he says in the Bible. And I feel so much closer to him through those experiences.
Oh, that's so good. Let's talk about loneliness for a little bit. Is loneliness something that's on your plate?
Well, yeah, but I would say too that in some ways I feel a little bit less lonely during COVID-19 than I had over the past few years.
Oh, wow.
I was just talking about this with a friend of mine a while ago. I was saying that years ago, when I got divorced, that my family went through a lot of upheaval as well. And I suffered a lot of losses, I would say. So I became extremely lonely there. And I think the lessons that I learned in that season, plus moving away from Saskatchewan to Alberta and leaving all of our family behind too, the lessons I've learned there really then helped me manage this season of COVID and the isolation and quarantine that I've had to go through. So I'm grateful for that. And what I've done over the years, of course, is taken up new skills. I've gone to school. So school has really filled a lot of those days. And I'm still in the middle, actually, of finishing one last paper to get my last degree. And so those kinds of things have been really helpful. And yet I've also recognized that I get lonely because of losses that I've experienced. And I've had to kind of grieve those losses and then figure out, with God's help, of course, what I could do to move forward in a good way. So as I say, all the lessons I've learned have really helped now, and it's actually not been that bad.
So what would you, so that's fantastic, Verna, that God's meeting you that way. And I know there are other people who are lonely. Maybe they're by themselves, or just feeling loneliness, especially during this time. What are some encouragements? I mean, you probably wouldn't tell all of them to go back to school and get a degree.
Yeah.
There's the answer.
Well,
what are some
can always be a lifelong learner.
What are some encouragements you would tell them to encourage them?
Well, I think it's really important, again, to learn new skills, try new things, go out and exercise, go and meet your neighbors. So for instance, even though we've had these social distancing requirements put on us, some of us have taken out our lawn chairs and gone and sit at appropriate distances, of course, on my neighbor's driveway. So we've kept those connections that I've had all along. And then, as I say, learning new skills. I've taken up tile painting these last few months. So it's been a lot of fun to, set up a little craft room in my house and just go and paint a few tiles when I get bored or lonely. And then also just to keep really connected. Small groups has been huge for me. So I've been leading a few, and I love those times. The people that have been in those groups then have really encouraged me, and I've learned so much from them. And so I'm a big proponent and supporter of small groups.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing that I've learned is just that when this season has ended, to make sure that I'm still investing in relationships when I can meet face to face and go out for coffee, so that then when these isolation times happen again, I've already got those strong relationships built, and we can keep connecting over Zoom and other kinds of things. I feel sometimes that I haven't missed some of those friends as much because we've kept those connections so strong all along.
Yeah.
So some of the things I've learned.
So you've been running small group on Zoom?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
It works?
It works. It works. Now there's certain challenges for sure, but yeah, I've got some groups that we do, and we meet every week, of course. We're playing around with doing some polling questions to make the groups fun, and then I'm going to try and use breakout rooms my next week, so that people can kind of just go off in 2s and 3s and talk about a question. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Well, Verna, thank you. I'm just appreciate your positive attitude. I know, I'm sure that's one of the attitudes, one of the lessons you have, right? Is
Yeah.
force yourself and through the Holy Spirit to be positive, to be optimistic. When we start getting negative and pessimistic, we stop seeing opportunities, and we stop dancing. And although this is complicated, we need to keep dancing.
Yes, I like that. I really like that illustration, actually. Yeah, and to keep dancing and moving with, because this will pass.
Yeah.
So we'll all get through it, and then we'll have opportunity to just do things a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you again. Miss you.
Yeah, me too. I miss you guys.
Jennifer, I need you in our life, in our home.
I agree. So yeah, when this is over, let's do it.
Perfect. Have a great day, Verna.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Well, again, when I do these videos, I just want you to know you're not alone, that there are others out there in the same situation that you're in. And so that's why I want to talk to Verna, because she has experienced loneliness in the past, and God is showing her ways to get through that and to manage that well. And I want you to experience those ways too. I want you to find creative and energetic ways that you can experience God's presence, as well as use the creativity that He's given you to not be brought down, not be weighed down inappropriately by loneliness. I think what can happen, we can get pessimistic and negative, and then everything can look down and terrible. Everything can look bleak. And we need to fight against that with optimism and hope. And the Holy Spirit brings those things. He brings hope and joy and peace as we lean into Him, and as we trust in Him. So we need to fight against negativity and against bad thinking. We need to fight for optimism and positive thinking, and looking for ways that we can be active and involved in God's work and involved in the way that He's created us. I hope this has been encouragement to you. If it has, please feel free to share this with someone who may be struggling with loneliness these days. And I'm super proud of you guys. Love you. Have a great weekend. Sunday morning will be, or worship service will start at 9 o'clock. That's when it'll go live. And we're having communion this Sunday as well. So be prepared for that. And we're looking forward to being together. God bless you.